Before we get into the video, you're gonna wanna like and subscribe. Trust me, it's in your best interest. So today's video is about how to manifest your SB in 8 specific steps, and I'm gonna be sharing that with you now. So I have been in various relationships from the age of 12 to 23, so 11 years. So I know a thing or two. Now, I have been single on purpose for 3 years, so I just wanted to lay that out. Number one, and I did not know about manifesting, so this was something that was ingrained in me. Have self-love. Like, this is probably the most annoying tip that you're going to hear because everyone says it, but it's so true. I feel like now, because everyone is talking about this, it's like almost desensitized. Like, people are like, yeah, okay, and on to the next step. But it's like, no, you have to sit with that, and if one person doesn't make sense for you to explain that, actually go out and like research this until you find a person that resonates with you about this topic. The other tips are just not going to work.
I glossed over this, but basically when I got into a relationship at 12, it was easy for me because I already had a really good sense of self-love because of how I was brought up. And then as I grew up, I had good relationships with my family and my boyfriends, and my self-love was growing even stronger and stronger and stronger. And then kind of in teenage years, they're kind of like a little bit choppy sometimes. And, whenever I had those self-limiting beliefs, I go on to tell you how I kind of helped myself to grow my self-love back up again.
I personally would do like self-love affirmations at night. I feel like that has really helped me. And whenever you have a thought that's like self-limiting, note it down and be like, why am I thinking this? And then answer that, and then why am I thinking this? What are your limiting beliefs to do with love? Because I definitely think that that is the most important thing that you need to fix first before actually going into manifesting. Tip number 2, pause this video and make a list of everything that you want in an SB. You have set specific characteristics of what you want, what you don't want, and subconsciously, like, even if you set and forget, whenever you're subconsciously picking someone or you're attracted to someone, it's like you kind of have that already in you because you've already made that list and you already know what you want. Step number 3, stay on that notes app and write down all of the things that you like about yourself. Now, this ties into step number 1, and we are going to come back to this. Okay, so now that we've gotten all of the boring stuff out of the way, let's get into the fun stuff. We needed to do the above steps in order to get our vibrations up and to just rewire our brain into knowing and thinking what we want. Always remember to remind yourself, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And that can change on a daily basis, but it's about reminding yourself, what do I want, what do I want, what do I want, what do I want? No matter how many coaches and courses you go on, they're all going to be essentially saying the same thing. You can do the work yourself, and it's all just about discipline, like, instead of someone guiding you through it. Step number 4, I suggest getting into the highest vibration possible and picking what your favorite type of manifesting is. So if it's scripting, fine. If it's affirmations, fine. If it's visualizing, affirming, whatever, fine. But just find the techniques that you like to do, and no technique is wrong. It's literally just about preference and what works for you. So it's all just about practicing, and it really is a journey. I would be in a high vibration and I would visualize. So personally for me, like, I love affirming and scripting and all of that, but my favorite is visualization. Like, I'm a very visual person and that's what I love to do. I'm going to just like imagine a person that doesn't exist, right? But like has all of the characteristics that I've written down in my list. And I love making these lists because like every time I do it and I go back and I'm like, this is literally like the man that I'm dating. It's insane. You need to have that in a very high, like, clear, like, vision and feel that it's already yours and they're already with you. How do you feel when you already have it? I used to like have like this sense of like excitement about like whatever it is I'm manifesting, and I do still, but remembering how I felt when I got something, a lot of the time it wasn't like I have overjoy, like tears in my eyes and I'm so excited and I'm so happy. By the time of me getting something, like, this is when you know when your manifestation is working. When you already get it and you're not excited about it, you're like, now when I visualize, I'm like, I imagine that I'm with this person, but it's not like overjoyment or like excitement. It's just like contentness. But like I like to play around with like different types of emotions. It's just depending on whatever my mood is. But a lot of the time now it's just been like I feel content because it's like duh, like he's mine. Like he has been mine like for the longest time. So it's like the 3D is just catching up to whatever it is that I'm like visualizing. If I just do 17 seconds of visualization in the evening, specifically when I'm in a very high vibration and I'm in that state where I'm not too tired, so I can actually have enough energy to visualize something, that's when it really works. And now I'm pumping myself up. I'm like, I've got to do this, because I gotta be real with you. So I manifested working at Daily Mail like 4 years ago, and I always come back to that moment because that was like the realest, rawest moment of my manifestation. It was when I was really like taking it seriously, and it was before I really watched any of the YouTubers. And like I had a friend that was into it too, and I'd always tell her like, oh, I really don't want to get into like watching all these YouTubers because I'm going to like overcomplicate myself. And that's basically what happened. Like I manifested working at Daily Mail, and it was literally just like I visualized a man in a suit, like without a face, just like from here down, like shaking his hand and like being like you're accepted. And it wasn't even Daily Mail, it was just like I got a job position, and then I became like high vibe, and I got really excited off of that. But like for me it was like I needed to be there. Like my visualization had to be so clear, as if I was in that room basically, and that's when it worked the most for me. And then I have to admit, but this is actually like I'm happy that I did this because I'm a way better manifester now. Like it's crazy. Like I'm scared of myself sometimes. Not really. Like you have to literally feel like you're in the room, in the space, like you're envisioning it, and you can feel it with all 5 senses, and you know that it's yours, and you're literally just like you're in it now, right? So that's the most important thing in my opinion. Apparently that was step number 5, saying all of that. So step number 5, you don't need to do anything else but step number 4. Step number 6, I will try to monitor my thoughts 24/7. What do you think when you see your SB flirting with another person? What do you think and feel when someone is ignoring you? Do you think, oh my god, like of course they are, like I'm not worth this person, blah blah blah. Just monitor your feelings of what you think and turn those thoughts around. But a lot of assumption coaches, I feel like they just say like, oh, just affirm and like say it, like say the sentences, but it's like no, like say the sentences and actually know what you're saying, feel what you're saying, and then on top of that, whenever you have the time, like remember what you were thinking and write it out. Like, why am I thinking that I deserve to be ignored by this person? When it's all said and done, behind closed doors at night time, sit with yourself truly and deeply, and this is the hard work. Number 7, so should you let go or should you keep persisting? It's up to you. Literally only depends on you, whatever you want to do. For me, it's better for me to let go and not think of it and obsess over it. Sometimes I do obsess over it and I'm like, I reaffirm and I'm thinking about it, but you know, when I follow my like happiness and when I follow things that like make me happy, and I let go of whatever it is that I'm manifesting, like if I'm manifesting an SP and they're like not texting me or whatever, it's like, okay, I'm going to go and do things that make me happy. I'm going to go and distract myself. Again, it's up to you on whether you want to let go or persist. Number 8 is focusing on yourself. You can, you know, let go or you can persist, but you have to focus on yourself. You have no idea how much it helped me when I put myself first and I started taking care of myself, doing face masks, like taking care of my hair and like my teeth, my skin, going to the gym regularly, thinking about like success and my career, everything like that, shifting the focus back. And it might take a while. I know it's hard when you're fixated on a person. It's like that's all you want to think about.
So this is when we come back to step number 3, when you wrote down all the things that you love about yourself. What are the things that you want to work on? We're basically taking the list that we wrote down in step number 3 and applying it to step number 8. What do we love about ourselves? What can we make better that we love about ourselves, and what can we just make better in general?
What is the first thing that you can think about that you can do that doesn't have anything to do with your person, that is to do with helping you out? I used to be in a very low vibration at one point to do with my ex. The first thing for me was like, okay, outside of him, what do I want to do? I want to watch TV shows. So again, very low vibrational, very like, okay, you're distracting yourself. Yeah, okay, but that's the thing that got me out of like constantly ruminating about wanting to be with this person or like obsessing over it, right? And then, okay, what's the next step from that, okay, maybe YouTube. That was my way of thinking. What's the next step from that? Self-concept, educational YouTube videos, or like things that are going to help me. Okay, what's the next thing after that? I really like listening to hip-hop music and going to the gym and having my coffee and watching vlogs on like people building their asses, and doing the same thing. Okay, cool, let's do that. What's next? I want an amazing job. I need a great career. I want a great salary, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool, like that's inspiring, and then I inspire myself like with that, and then that's like also what I want to do. I want to build up my resume, and so I slowly built myself up out of that. And for me personally, this took me months to like a year, until I was like, I'm my own person.
And so that's the key. When you focus on yourself and you get out of thinking and ruminating about the SP, and you're focusing on your career, on the gym, on anything, whatever to do with you, that's when they come back.
Don't beat yourself up over the fact that you can't do it in a week or in a couple of days. It's definitely a process, and you can get it done within a week, you can get it done in 2 years. No, it doesn't matter. As long as you know what's happening and you're on the path of like fixing it, that's the way that you're going to get your SP, is when you're focusing on yourself, when you know you deserve it, and all of the above tips that I mentioned. I really hope that this helped, and please let me know if you have any questions concerning this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.